The KZ ZSN Pros are a pair of in-ear monitors or IEMs that boasts professional-grade sound quality for a cheap price. The monitors are separate from the cable, which allows users to replace the cable with a sound profile that they find the best. They also come in a variety of colors and choice of coming with or without a microphone. Are they worth the price? Let's find out. TLDW, amazing sound performance. They are a bit heavy though, and after using it for an extended amount of time, it begins to feel slightly uncomfortable. The cables are replaceable, but if you break the monitors themselves, you will need to buy a whole new unit with cables included. There is reported to be a treble problem, and they are indeed lacking. Want to know a little bit more? Keep watching for the full review. The KZ ZSN Pros are very good at catching details from instruments, which gives some proof to the claim of professional grade sound quality. Before I continue though, I'm not a musician, so I can't give a confident opinion in terms of professional use. But I do enjoy listening closely to music, so I hope that's enough. That said, you can really hear the details from the individual instruments and songs. Strings sound like they have a bit more depth, while bass drums or kick drums have the thump it should have. And you could kind of pick out instruments from an orchestra. For critical listening, I personally had a fun experience listening for any details that I may not have noticed with regular earphones. Like in September with the bongos on the right and the funky guitar on the left, the very faint cymbals in the left ear of Nirvana's covers in the MTV Unplugged album, the strings and the drum solo in Hank Jones's Arigato. With Metal Gear Solid 3's Snake Eater, the guitar sounds much more present, or the occasional chatter of the crowd, or musicians flipping through their pages in Undertale's 5th Anniversary Orchestra. As an IEM though, its main purpose is to isolate the sound around you so you may hear your instrument better or listen to music more clearly. It claims to isolate 26 decibels of noise, and I will say it blocks a small amount of noise as earplugs, but with music on, it's difficult to hear anything around you, which should be ideal for musicians working in a band or orchestra, or maybe a noisy studio. For looks, it has a metal outer case with a color transparent plastic shell. The metal case could come in chrome if you pick the purple or blue color variants, or may come in gunmetal black if you pick the gray color variant, coming with a total of 3 color options. The cable is made with copper and has a brown woven look. There are other upgrade cables available, namely silver, gold-silver copper, and gold-silver. Being upgrade cables, these are designed to improve on clarity between the monitors and the device it's connected to. I didn't purchase an extra cable, so I can't say anything about it. Going back to the monitors, they come packaged with medium-sized tips installed, but also come in with a full set of extra tips. For pricing, they are priced at 740 pesos or $15 US, with an extra cable for an extra 289 pesos or $5 US. Finally, for gaming use, I was pleasantly surprised to how well it performs. Surround sound works shockingly well, making it able to pinpoint enemy locations very easily. Take this clip for example. My team and I cannot find the final enemy player, and thus we had to wait for him to come to us. When I tested this with my normal pair of headphones, I was only able to properly hear his footsteps later than when I had the monitors on. Voice communication and actual game audio are easily distinguishable, but I don't recommend this for professional esports use if you overlay communications with a set of over-ear headphones, because the volume of the monitors would overpower your teammates' voices. Now for the things I dislike with this. The biggest issue is the treble. It's not very good and not very emphasized well. I personally listen to a lot of rock, and an example of treble in this genre is the cymbals. You can't hear the sound of the cymbals in songs, and in some cases it can be drowned out. For critical listening, I'd give this a fail because I think it's that bad. For those wondering about bass, I'd say it's pretty okay, but I don't expect much of bass from in-ears in general. Moving on, it becomes uncomfortable after an extended amount of use, heavy and irritating. I'd say it's the weight because it's a bit bottom heavy, but it may also be the shape of my ears, so actually your mileage might vary. In pricing, for casual listeners, 750 pesos or $15 is a pretty steep price considering you can order something else for as low as 10 pesos or a measly 2 cents. And I personally consider around 400 or $8 a price premium. So if you agree that it's too much, then I will suggest you look for different options. If you do want to commit though, it will be a better experience compared to the cheaper alternatives. So in conclusion, the KZ ZSN Pros are great critical listening monitors that can provide depth of instruments and songs, but they are very hard to recommend due to a problem with the treble. There is an upgraded version of these called the ZSN Pro X's, which do fix the treble, but I don't know if it's enough. If you do want something to tune out and just listen to music in a quiet space and want a little bit of a game experience, this IEM is a great start. That's all to the video. Thank you for watching and reaching up to this point. I really do enjoy listening to music, and I recently got to try some Bayer Dynamics DT990s this year from a relative. Though I didn't try some of the songs that I usually listen to, if you have good audiophile headphones, listen to Chris Brown's Look At Me Now and you will hear distortion around the 25-second mark. Currently, that is my benchmark for good audiophile quality. Neither of my gaming headsets, the Edifier K800 or the HyperX Cloud Stinger, were able to pick up on the distortion, and neither did these monitors, so they fail my standard. That doesn't mean I don't like it though. Aside from the treble problem, it's a really solid pair of headphones, and I'm happy to have bought them. Anyway, that's really all. Thank you for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it.